Greetings, hello and greetings and welcome to a very early live stream of Cliffyland's Global Cooking Challenge. Tonight is part one of the second of 2 nights of cooking the food of Uganda. Tonight we will be doing a Oluwombo with an Ugandan Collard Greens on the side. And we are simulcasting on Meerkat and Periscope. Hello, Cedric. Thank you for the restream. How you doing? So we down again, and Yolanda gave me the idea to zoom in. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna get started, and let me get the some juice over here for you, and we're cracking. So, okay, so our key ingredient here today, and the reason why that we are starting this early is because Siobhan, yes, is because we far away, and it was a pain in the butt, and it came out really bad, and I had the Democratic Republic of Congo, and I had a recipe that gave me very bad information. So this time I'm trying to mitigate that. I got it at a nearby Latin market. I found some. It was frozen, so it's been defrosting here for the better part of an hour. So it seems to be okay. So let's take care of you, shall we? So we're going to try to cut that into some bite-sized portions. That's too big a pot. Let's try you. Right back to work. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying San Diego, Vicky. You didn't fly over, though. Okay, so we have a goat. Now, all they had was rib. And I got 2 pounds, and then I thought that was too much. So I just took out 1 pound, and I'm freezing the rest. I need to make this bite-sized portions. This week, steamed in packets. Now, goat is notoriously tough if it's gamey, if not cooked properly. And trust me when I tell you that when I cooked it before, it was not cooked properly. From what I'm reading, this is best when served with the bones. People like sucking the marrow out of the bones. I don't know if it's going to wind up that way in my dish, but hey, we'll see. So, knife. Do we have enough light here? As much as I'm going to have. Okay, like I said, this is going to take about an hour to get going, and then it's going to sit there and cook for 2.5 hours, and then you won't see me for about an hour and a half of that, and then I'll come back and we'll do part 2, which is going to involve the collard greens. So we'll cook the collard greens and then remove the dish from the stove and serve that. This will be served with green bananas also. So we are taking our second shot at goat here. Say hello, goat. I put this on backwards, didn't I? Okay, one more time. Hold on. This is new gear here. Hold on. Upside down. Okay. One more try. We're going the wrong way. Here we are. Now we got it. Okay. Goat. Back. Okay. And you stay. So we're going to try to cut this into bite-sized portions, which is probably tougher than it looks. Because this is a rib and it's got these bone portions in there. And when I tried cooking goat before, it was not... it was basically the same dish that I'm making now. However, I got a real bum steer on the recipe for that one, because it said, oh, just grill it for 20 to 25 minutes, it'll be ready. And it was horrible. It was the furthest thing from done it could be. It was all tendon, there was no meat. It was kind of horrible that way. So I'm not going to be cooking this with the bone. I read that you can boil goat, but again you have to do it for a few hours. And we're steaming it. So maybe I should have defrosted the entire 2 pounds, considering how little meat I'm getting off these bones. Emily, thank you for liking the restream. Did the last one that broke got fixed? No, it got away. It got recycled. It was old, and it was going to be replaced anyway. So that's a bone there. I don't know if I could have told the guy, like, could you take it off the bone for me? I don't know if that's something he would have done. The butcher at the shop. Wow. I really should have defrosted the entire 2 pounds. Because I think there's not going to be enough meat at the end of this. Because you don't want to be biting into small bits of bone. When I looked into how to deal with goat before, I just wasn't sure. Oh yeah, it was talked about getting a certain cut and whatever, and there's, I mean, it's just about getting goat or not getting goat on this end. Not about what cut of goat that I want. So, as I say, folks in hell want ice water. So, I wasn't able to get exactly what I want. They said, hey, we have ribs, and I said, I'll take it. Because that's pretty much what I would get at the other market anyway. So it's just a lot of fat and tendon in there, which is kind of comes with the territory when it comes to goat. Also, the goat that one gets, the age of the goat matters, the breed of the goat matters, all these things matter, as I have discovered. In various countries, people that I know that have been to various countries, they say when you're actually there and having the food, it gets to be sort of a different situation because you're not getting sort of like the best cuts of everything, especially when it comes to goat, because people will use their goats for milk, etc., and not want to get rid of it until it can't produce any more milk, in which case the goat is old and the meat is tough, and it's not so good. So, I don't know how that works out in wherever it is that they're procuring the goat for this. There is not going to be a whole lot of meat here. Also, one of the things, I don't eat goat. When it's done right, it's very, very tasty. And I have not done it right yet. This will be my third attempt at it, the first in many years. I was in Curacao. Hello, Derek. I was in Curacao a few years ago, and I was looking for wherever it was that locals ate, not the tourists. So we kind of left the tourist area and went kind of around back, and then followed all the workers to where they were going to have lunch, and we ate there. And it was a giant warehouse filled with sort of food stalls, and I just went to the most popular one, and they were all having goat, and I said, give me the goat. And it was very, very tasty. But again, the idea is it's cooked in with a bone, etc., etc. But in this case, I don't see how you really could even, if you wanted to, do it with the bone, because it's going to get, it's going to be difficult. Because it's going to be in these meat packets, and these packets wrapped in plantain leaves. And I don't think that's meat. This is mostly bone. One of the things that makes us traditionally Ugandan is the addition of smoked fish. It's sad I don't eat meat at all. Well, then that's good for you. Then you don't have to worry about it. Kenneth, you have to be careful with goat meat. Look for Chavan, which is French raised goat. Yeah, that would be nice, but no. Do you have a pressure cooker? No. I gather that the pressure cooker, though, is kind of one way to solve that issue. I did read that. Another one is to soak it overnight in buttermilk, which I don't have, I didn't do. I'm putting this the wrong way. So, goat meat. Which of course reminds me of Saturday Night Live, as everything does. And the lavas. That's the goat meat, trickle down our chins. You have to see it. I don't have Periscope. That's okay. There's, I think Kenneth is the only person on Periscope right now. It's just for the bird's eye view. I can't really see the commentary unless I'm looking over my shoulder. And one of the downsides of Periscope is if you don't see the comments, the second they're posted, they fly away. So if I'm not looking over my shoulder, I don't see what anyone would write or who joined and left. I was kind of surprised when I looked at the last one, saw how many people had actually come by. It was many more than I had thought had. I guess a lot of people had said, "What's this?" and left. Which happens. There's a this is the music of Uganda. Uganda Sings. It's a compilation. In case you're wondering, it's also a little loud. Okay, I have a bit of tendon in here. I really should. I got 2 pounds and I froze one, and now I'm thinking I shouldn't have done that because that's all that's left of 1 pound at the end of the day there. So, yeah. And that's not going down the garbage disposal. I'll tell you that much. Okay, so let me dispose of this. And I'm going to turn on light over there so it's not so dark. Ah! Okay, be right back. 1 moment. Have to wash. So this is going to involve smoked fish, which is an optional ingredient, but thankfully we got it, so it won't have to be optional. So that's going to add some volume to the dish also. Okay, we got a little more light. Hello. It's not really loud on here. Okay, good. So now that we have our goat together, let's just put that aside and clean off this. And we are going to make a peanut sauce. Again, Africa and peanuts are sort of synonymous in that just about every sub-Saharan African dish will likely involve, one of a few ingredients. Peanuts being one of the chief ones. Ground nuts, as they're known there. So we are going to process our peanuts, our ground nuts, for our dish. And Friday's dish came out very well. In fact, the fish was out of this world good. It was just ridiculously good. Words cannot describe how good that fish was that we did on Friday. So check that out. That's on our YouTube channel right now. Just go to YouTube and search for Cliffyland, and you'll find it there. So, as I mentioned, as you saw last time, I wrestled with the food processor to blend the peanuts in there, and we debated using the other attachment instead, and that is what I'm going to do. So sure, you make a terrific electronic pressure cooker. You need to be in sales for kitchen gadgets, Kenneth. Are you actually? Okay. So I took a number of different versions of this. Why I am allergic, I just don't eat stuff that you use. Alas. Anywho, peanuts. You're allergic to peanuts, perhaps? I mean, a lot of people are. I can't imagine anyone in Africa is, because it's in like every dish. And some people have suggested that one of the reasons is because they're exposed to them all the time. Well, this is as many peanuts as we're going to have. I have one. Love it. Yeah, I just only have so much room for stuff, too. Okay, so peanuts. Going to go in the food processor. And that's going to be the end of these. But I combined a number of different recipes for this to get tonight's dish. To try to get the most complete traditional Ugandan version I could find. So, peanuts in the food processor. And for the collard greens, we're going to be using peanut butter. Yeah, and this is going to get a little loud for a bit. Prepare yourselves. The emoticons are so broken. The whole meerkat is busted. Friday I tried scheduling the stream. It vanished. Yesterday, vanished. They wrote me on Sunday and said, on Sunday they wrote me. We'll get into Sunday later, but on Sunday they wrote me and said, is the problem still going? I said, it was on Friday. I don't know if it's going now. I'll let you know on Tuesday, and here it is Tuesday, and it's still busted. They said, oh, we'll let our developers know. Meerkat is busted. I do not have great hope for it. Food processor. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. That's so much easier. I'm gonna give it a little another shot. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Hello! Greetings! I'm sorry. Salam alaikum. So we are making peanut butter, or ground peanuts, for this. For our Oluwombo. It's spelled a number of different ways. Sometimes with 2 O's in the beginning, sometimes it just varies. Language-wise, Uganda, they speak English and Swahili, but there are also a variety of other languages that are commonly spoken. And there's about something like 130 different people groups. It's very complicated. Sorry, headphone users. Yeah, indeed. Try to wave, got question marks instead. Oh, I get it. Weird. Very messed up. I don't know what's happening with Meerkat. I really don't. My hopes are not high. Incidentally, as I mentioned before, since we are nearing the end of the alphabet, we are in country number 181 of 193, which means 12 more weeks. But I had a little announcement on that, which we'll get to a little bit later. So we have ground up our peanuts. Just saying, indeed. Try to... Okay. So now that we have that, we can put this away for now. Yeah! Serious washing. Hello, I'm sorry, hi. Someone came and went, maybe. Okay, tomatoes. We need to, Meerkat was hoping for a buyer, and that has not happened yet. Yeah. Yep. So we're gonna go with 2 tomatoes here. Yeah. In any case, phase 2, which is gonna be after we hit Zimbabwe, and after we do Puerto Rico, and after we do some territories, and after we take a vacation, I am seriously considering replacing one or the other. Hello, Papa Don't Preach. With NOM, N-O-M, NOM, which is live streaming food only kind of thing. Although all the shows seem to be much more professional, which is intimidating. And so we'll see. So we need to peel, not peel, we're not peeling. We need to chop these tomatoes. Some recipes called for using tomato paste, some calls used for diced tomatoes. I'm using both. Yeah, Meerkat is broke. I'm missing messages. It's sad. It's just sad. Okay, so tomatoes, nice fresh tomatoes. You know what? We're not good substitute for goat is mutton. Yeah, specifically mutton, I do understand. Specifically mutton, I can't. I mean, I'm lucky I can find lamb at all. So, finding mutton specifically is quite a tall order around these parts. It was weird though when I asked the guy at the Latin market, because I know they have a butcher shop, and I figured that was the one place short of going all the way down to West Palm Beach, which is about a half hour away or more. I thought maybe they would have goat, and indeed they did, but it was frozen. And I said, well, again, it's better than having to travel half an hour to basically get probably the same thing. And when I go to the fancy food place where, you know, you get the fancy boutique-y stuff and you pay for the privilege, I say goat and they laugh in my face. I'm like, nobody wants goat here. I mean, that's like where the 0.001% shop. You know, they're not really into goat. So, good luck with that. In any case, what I mentioned about the 193 weeks is 193 UN member states is what we're doing, working our way, learning to cook by doing food from a different country in alphabetical order, one country a week, working our way around the world. And this is the end of year 4. And having done my math, the end would be arriving at the end of July. However, we have taken 2 weeks off for the holidays every year, except for this last year, because of basically the days of the week that New Year's fell on. So this year we only took 1 week off. However, we have so many people watching from the UK, and some of our most faithful viewers are from the UK, and the UK is the one of those countries, other than the US, that still remains to be done on this list. And it just so happens that week I want to be doing several nights, because, you know, the UK is a unique situation in that you have separate countries all under one UN membership thing. Not quite analogous to the 50 states. And I didn't want to shortchange them. We know Derek is from Scotland there. Hello. Oh, I have something to tell you later. So my plan there was to do one night for England, one night for Scotland, and one night for Wales and Northern Ireland together. We don't eat mutton in the US. If mutton is fed properly, it's pretty good. If not, disgusting. Well, that would be a problem, yeah. The UK. So I thought I would do whatever week it landed on. I would be sure to have 3 nights free to cook to do the UK justice. And I just looked at the schedule yesterday, and to my dismay, I saw that that's a week that I will only actually have 1 night where I can cook, which does not seem fair in the slightest. Ergo, I've decided I'm extending the challenge by 1 week. Going to make it add an extra week, so the UK will, instead of being 1 week, it's going to be a week and a day. In other words, there will be 4 weeks, 4 nights of cooking the food of the United Kingdom, and Wales and Northern Ireland will each get their own nights. And but however, we will skip a number of nights in between. So that's how that's going to work, and that's happening next month. So dicing the tomatoes. La la la. Mutton. Mutton chops. Chester A. Arthur. Free association. No, but this weekend I did my second half marathon. I did the Disney Dark Side marathon, And last time I did a marathon, I was freaked out whether I'd be able to finish it all. And I did, and I was really surprised. This time, I wasn't freaked about being able to finish it all, though I wasn't really racing for the fastest time, but I wound up finishing and doing a pretty decent time. I finished like just out of the top quarter of people in my age group, which is, there were more than 18,000 people racing, which was wacky. And if you've heard me whine about this before, you heard me saying how my entire goal for that whole race was, A, not to be alone in the 2+ hours that you have to stand around waiting before the race starts. And my goal number 2 was, whether I'm standing alone or not, to not have to endure the blasted cha-cha slide. And naturally, 10 seconds after I arrived, began the cha-cha slide. Go figure. Watch the TV shows, Keith Floyd on YouTube, an English cook. I think I've heard of him. I'm going to bed. Good night. Good night, Emily. Sleep well. Time shifting. But hey, thanks to doing the race, I didn't have to run today. I'm just letting my body recover. So I didn't have to be up at 5 in the morning. Yay! La la la. Oh, also, is Hector here? I don't see Hector. They've been talking about these tubes of tomato paste for about as long as I've been doing this here on Meerkat, and I've never seen them. And wouldn't you know, today I found some. So, yay on the tubes of tomato paste. I don't think I'll go back to the cans after that, assuming it tastes okay. Again, we are simulcasting on Periscope as well as here on Meerkat. I'm thinking, I don't know how the Periscope thing is going to work, because it's really hard to be found on Periscope amongst everyone else, at least live anyway. More people watch the replays, which, that's not where that goes. Yet, I don't know. So I'm thinking of this Nom app. It seems like exactly the sort of place I should be. But again, it seems like the one I was watching, there was someone else operating as camera person, and and telling people telling the talent what the questions were, which is not a luxury I have. Just saying. You said King Floyd? Floyd on food, Floyd on fish, Floyd on Britain and Iceland. Not King Floyd, not Eddie Floyd, not Floyd the Barber, not Pretty Boy Floyd, not Floyd the Pink. Okay, which one of you is Floyd? Was that the name of that character in Dazed and Confused too? Didn't he call himself Pink Floyd or something? There's a guy's career who didn't really go anywhere. Star of the movie. If you're watching, Mr. Actor, I apologize. Okay, we got our tomatoes right there. And now we're going to use mushrooms. Now I know I'm going to get some flack here. I just know I am. Because I need to clean the mushrooms, and I gather, hello, thank you for joining us. We are cooking the food of Uganda. This is night 2 of 2 of our Around the World Learn to Cook cooking challenge. Tonight we're cooking Oluwombo. We're prepping, this is the prepping portion of our evening. Then we're going to put it to cook, and then we're gonna go away for 2.5 hours, or maybe an hour and a half. While we let that cook, and then we're going to come back and start a new stream. We are simulcasting on Periscope and on Meerkat, and we are alone again. Mushrooms. Tammy, hey there, thank you for liking the restream. Mushrooms. Here's where I know I'm gonna get flagged. People have a difference of opinion on how to clean mushrooms. Hello, hello, hello! Keith Floyd single-handed put the cooking of the British Isle on the map. Well, that would be the one to watch for that. Hopefully I'll remember. Okay. So we need to clean that. And to do that, we need to get the garbage off. I am rinsing them. I know it sucks up water. I know. Just need to get the dirt off these mushrooms. That's a lot of dirt. The Two Fat Ladies is another TV show to watch. Yeah, I've heard of that one. Jessica? Hello, thank you for liking the restream. So let's dry these off. Oh well, we lost one. And I already got, these are sliced white mushrooms. I could have bought, they're the same price, sliced as unsliced, so I figured I'd save myself the trouble. In terms of mushrooms, the Democratic Republic of Congo is right next door. Congo, mushrooms are a very common food ingredient in this particular part of the world. And when I cooked Democratic Republic of Congo, aka Congo Kinshasa, if you're looking on my blog at cliffyland.com, you'll find one of the best mushroom recipes and the simplest in the world there. It was so good that I made it 3 times. Basically, you take 3 different types of mushrooms. You can get white mushrooms, baby bellas, I forgot what the others were. But, you know, basic mushrooms you could find every day. And just saute them until they release all the water. And then just cover them in lemon juice. And it's as simple as that. It's a really great, simple dish. Why does it feel so dark in here? Okay, so now we're going to get our smoked fish together. And I found smoked salmon, and that did not seem right at all. And they did find some smoked trout. So we got some smoked trout. I got 1 piece of it. The rest of it's in the freezer. This has sort of been defrosting. Magic mushrooms, ha 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 ha. So we've got some smoked trout going here. So I'm gonna cut that into pieces. So basically I would shred it, but cutting into slices will do just as well. Because it's gonna sort of disintegrate into the dish anyway. I'm doing it with the skin and all. I hope that's not a mistake. Tammy, thank you for the follow. Follow, refollow. Okay. There we go. So let's just put all of this in here, and then good for insoles on shoes. Okay. Mushrooms or sole? Fillet of sole. Smoked trout. In shoes. Got trout in my shoes. Okay, so we've got our odoriferous. Thank you for joining us, T. Sarius. So that is our smoked fish. And now I'm just going to set out a couple things. And then here's where I saw a semi-freestyle, in that I found a couple recipes, and some were much more basic than others. I got the realization that you can add a number of different spices, and historically speaking, and there's, hey Martina, smoked trout, yes. Thank you for liking the restream, Martina. Oh, hey Derek, welcome Uganda. Oh, the person is from Uganda? The other person was, maybe he was from Uganda, maybe he's gone. The Uganda, history, food, all these things work together. In that, the history of Uganda is a long and ancient one. Hunter-gatherers lived there until the Bantu migration. Look up Bantu migration. Yes, it's a refollow. Happens to me all the time. The Bantu migration, people came from the east. Look it up on Wikipedia. It's one of the main human migration stories of the planet. So the Bantu migration came and sort of replaced some of the people. Those flowed on Africa, really. And so once they were there, then Europeans sort of came in, and Arab traders came in, and you're welcome, I'm at the gym and the treadmill, cannot comment much, or at least I fall off this thing. Oh, you'd be like Taylor Swift with the Jumpman. Jumpman, Jumpman, Jumpman. In any case, the British came in and they brought in workers from East India, as they did to just so many parts of the world, to work on the railroad, because the British wanted to find the source of the Nile. And so they were in Uganda and figuring they needed to, you know, control this territory. And then, but then they brought in all these Indian workers to build the railroad, and when it was done, a lot of them went back, but a number of them stayed, and they became traders and sort of business people. And that became an issue, because later on they were sort of targeted for death, which is not good. Looking for a lemon here to keep my mushrooms from going completely black. In any case, the Indians don't fall. Too funny to watch. Just watch. Okay. The Indians, but it had a great impact on the cuisines of all the places that this kind of thing happened. And so there's a lot of Indian flavors that remain in so many of these different parts of the world, where these indentured servants from India were brought over to work and many stayed. And hence, some of these flavors, hello Anthony Gilmore, thank you for liking the restream, is that the, I'm going searching. Searching for what? So I managed to actually see over my shoulder. So, okay, lemons over the mushrooms there to keep them from browning too much. We're going to be going back to those lemons in a minute. So now, but the point is that there are Indian flavors. And as Kenneth was pointing out before, that curry powder, it's a long and complicated thing about the British being the inventors of curry powder, which, yeah, that's kind of true. How people came from across Europe and, you know, found India and found their flavors and stuff, but they got so popular in Britain that they kind of cobbled together this idea of curry. And then but that's before the British ever actually landed in India themselves. So while other Europeans had gotten there first and tasted it before, only the British took it back and said, hey, we really like this. So he talked about garam masala being the flavor mix, the spice mix that is the traditional thing in India, and that's what we're going to try to make, a fresh garam masala. And I have to throw out the garam masala that I bought ages ago, because I had used it and it didn't taste like anything, and now I know why. So we're going to mix together a few things, and we're going to make about 3 tablespoons of the garam masala, and hopefully we'll have use for it later. So into this we're going to add coriander seeds, which one of you kind folk told me was best stored in the freezer of all places, so it's been there. Hello. And every time I open that freezer, I have to make sure that nobody falls off the fridge. So our coriander seeds, and we're going to add 1 tablespoon of that. Here. And, which is our Mickey clip. Come back. And Mickey says hello. And then we're going to add some cumin seeds. Come on, baby. I had found a recipe that I had used. I'd used 2 different recipes for garam masala before. One of them was better than the other. So I'm doing the better one of the 2. So now we're looking for cumin seeds. Our cumin seeds over here. And we're going to add 1 tablespoon of those. TV show Floyd on India goes into detail Indian spices. Okay, see, I could be watching something like that for a long time. Great. I'll have to put that back together. 1 tablespoon of cumin seeds. Make sure you get the right side of this. Okay. Cumin seeds in. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of peppercorns. Peppercorns, peppercorns, peppercorns. That's next. We're looking for... I'm assuming they meant black peppercorn, so that's what I'm using. So 1 teaspoon of black peppercorns. And then I'm going to add 2 cinnamon sticks. And we have plenty of those. Just need to find them. Oh, they're over here. Cinnamon. Oh, come on. Here we go. The spices toasted and bring out the oils. Indeed. See, Kenneth is the man, and he knows. So, now it's suggested breaking them in half. I have not had success with... Oh, well, maybe I have. It's going to be helpful later. Oh, boy, these are tough. Okay. Okay, 2 cinnamon sticks in half. Canela in Spanish, in case you're wondering. Which I know you were. And the seeds, well, it says 10 seeds from green cardamom pods. Now, I don't know if that means the seeds of 10 cardamom pods or 10 seeds from green cardamom pods. But that means that they need to be shelled. Me shelled, mother. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Eventually I'll get to the bottom of this. Tammy, thank you for the like, Tammy. Hope you're doing well. And cardamom pods. Eventually I'll get to the bottom of this. I'm sure they're not nearly as good as they were when I bought them. Okay. So, I need trash. Here. Make sure you put that there. Okay. I don't know of a better way to do this. Okay, it says 10 seeds. They have... I'm seeing a lot of seeds in each one. I don't care. Maybe I like mine with extra cardamom. And onto the floor. Oh, very fragrant, perfumey smell in the cardamom pods, which I love. I love. In fact, that's kind of one of the things that got me into this whole thing when I did my dish from Afghanistan, which is what started me on this whole path. That I had to buy cardamom, and I went, what is that amazing smell? I need to do more things with that. And I said, well, you know, one way to do that would be to cook food from all sorts of countries, and then eventually you'll get to it. But I haven't used it nearly as much as I'd like. Cardamom used in a number of savory dishes from South Asia, Central Asia, and sweet dishes in a lot of stuff that I've seen from Scandinavia and various parts of Europe. Oddly enough, I haven't seen a lot of crossover. That one part of the world using it for both a sweet and savory dish, which is interesting. You'll see we're going to be using the green bananas again. And lastly, we're going to have 10 whole cloves going to be tossed in here. Cloves, 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 cloves. Whole cloves. Okay, so 10 whole cloves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was 10. I just eyeballed that, imagine. So now that we have all of those, now here's a controversial, what I read before, you. Okay, hopefully we can, here we're gonna move you. Okay, come with me. Okay, we're gonna move our periscope, people. First. Okay, and now you can come. They know how the iPhone was broken into through the Qualcomm baseband chip. That's just delightful. That explains a lot of things. And now, here's the thing. It's a dry skillet. I'm using ceramic nonstick. This is the part that I'm wondering if it's controversial. It's ceramic nonstick. I've done this before. But one source suggests it should not be done on a nonstick. So I'm not too sure. Point is that this gets heated up to sort of a medium heat and toasted for a few minutes until smoky, beginning to smoke and fragrant. So we're going to pour all these into there. And take a picture, smile pretty, say garam masala, garam masala. And we're going to let that heat. Apple is going to dump this chip and make their own. Would not be a bit surprised. Not be a bit surprised. So we're going to let that toast there for a second. I'm going to get myself something to drink here. It is a Tuesday. Tuesday, April 19th to be exact. And we are cooking the food of Uganda, our first U country. Doing our 193 UN member states. We have, let's see, 7 U countries. Only 7. But no X's and no W's. No X or W countries. But there are 193. Again, we're doing the UN member states. If you say, like, how many countries are there in the world, you get different answers. I'm going by UN member states, which is sort of convenient, though that leaves out 2 UN observer states, which is Vatican City, aka Holy See, and which doesn't really have a cuisine, but hey, and Palestine, which, you know, and then there's Kosovo, which is sort of, you know, working on it, but Serbia is not too keen on it, but, you know, they're working things out. In addition to throwing tear gas around their parliamentary shenanigans. Anyway, those are three others, and there's, of course, there's Taiwan, which is tied up with the whole China thing, and then there's Western Sahara, which is, you know, claimed by Morocco, and they're trying to work that out. So there's a number of other countries that, you know, are not in that list. Tibet, you know, just in China, and among others. I'm sure our Kurdistani friends here in northern Iraq are, you know, from all I'm reading, would like to be their own separate country, and that would be, you know, a whole other thing. So it's all very complicated. So that's why I stuck with UN member states. There's an app called Multicam, which lets you control up to 5 cameras on separate devices. Multicam, which lets you control up to 5 cameras on separate devices from one iPhone or iPad. Wow. Multicam, eh? Multicam. That's interesting. I saw this Movo thing, which I'm letting this go for, you know, more than a minute. Trying to get the fragrances going here. But it's super cool, and it's not in production yet. You can pre-order at a lower price, and it's really handy. And but it only works with live stream and Facebook Live, neither of which are in my wheelhouse. Plus, it looks like that's best controlled by, you know, someone who's a camera operator, so they can decide, because this one camera can take a whole bunch of different shots, so one can follow a person around, another, and just does it automatically. One's a wide shot, one's a close-in, it can pan and zoom, and you can control it from an iPad and say, you know, just direct, like you're directing a live TV show just from an iPad, with multiple cameras, but just with one camera. Sounds like a phenomenal idea, but I don't have someone manning the camera, it's just me. I have been using it, very good. Oh, really? Multicam, multicam, multicam. Say it 3 times and you'll remember. Multicam. Okay. Okay, I think that's gotten nice and toasty. So we're going to take that, and you know what? Since I am a klutz, and I don't want to dump that all over the floor, I'm going to pour that into my spice grinder. Periscope people, can you see? Yes, you can see in the corner. And yet I still did manage to spread some all over the floor. Okay. Ow! Hot. Hot. Did not anticipate something that was sitting on the stove would be hot. Okay, I normally don't do this in this exact location. So you Periscope person are gonna not see this for a moment. But you can see. 3, 2, 1. So we're grinding up our spices for our garam masala. On the controlling device, you have the images from the other cameras on the screen, and you can switch from camera to camera. That's very cool. What about the comments? Does that factor into anything, or is that no at all? So 5 different devices feed into one app. Yes, I did. I started very early, and it's going to stop, and then it's going to come back. So Ellie just asked. Yes, because this takes a long time to to stew. So we started this like at 4 something, and it's actually kind of, I'm late. I'm already late, if you can believe it. If you can believe it, I'm late. Because I wanted to be finishing up right now. But we're getting there. This is our garam masala. So now, time to get moving. So we need to spice, yes, cast iron skillet. So we're gonna need you. Just excuse me, get that right out of your way. Thank you very much, sir, ma'am. I am late, and I'm late for a very important date. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So, cast iron skillet, we're going to heat up, and I'm going to use some peanut oil. And you did not say what kind of oil, but considering all our peanut action, I figured peanut oil would be apt here for this. So, heating up a little peanut oil. And we're going to sear our goat. A seared goat. So we have the goat right here. I got the goat right here. His name is Paul Revere. And I'm going to sear this until it's browned on all sides. I should have been finishing at this point. Not good. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. I'm late. I'm late. I'm late. I'm late. Yes, thanks for streaming, Cliffy. Catch you later. Thank you for coming by, Anthony. Be well. Okay. Come on, heat up. Thankfully, the cast iron heats up quickly. So we're going to get our goat. You're going to get your goat. And we'll sear it. For a few minutes to and then we're going to set it aside. And then we're going to move on. Oh, nuts. Something tells me nuts. Nuts, nuts, nuts. Speaking of which, while you do that, oh my god, no. I have to stay here and mind this. I forgot to chop my onion. I have to see how fast I can chop an onion. I really should have used all 2 pounds of goat. I didn't think like a pound of it was going to be bone. I should have thought of that. But that's okay. We stretch the goat. Meanwhile, I'm going to get on a chicken bouillon cube. We're going to need that in a minute. You say hello, and I say goodbye. Hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello. Hello. Okay, that seems to be sufficiently seared. now, so I'm going to put that aside. I got a better idea. Come back. Where are you? Putting our goat aside. Now I need to do that thing I was supposed to do earlier. Are you kidding me? Swedish Food TV, hey there! Victor, how you doing? So good seeing you. We are doing goat for Uganda. I need to go chop an onion real quick. Since there's nobody here on Periscope right now, I'm going to leave you sit there for a minute. So great seeing you. How have you been? How are things in Stockholm? I've missed you guys. Used to see you every day. So we're chopping our onion because I should have done it earlier and I forgot to. And that's my problem. What has happened to Swedish Food TV, Meerkat? Indeed. That is the question of the hour. Yes, we are very early here. Because this goat needs to steam for about 2.5 hours, which right now means that dinner is getting later as we speak. Because last time I did goat, it was inedible, because I followed the bad instruction. Someone said, "Oh, just half an hour." I was like, "Yeah, in what universe?" So. We are making an Oluwombo, which is steamed packets of goat meat with the Ugandan version has smoked fish in it. We made a fresh garam masala to indicate the Indian influences. Oh, I was speaking of the Indian influences. So what happened was that the Indian population, the Indian minority, which became sort of shopkeepers and such, were associated with the British. And after independence and a coup, and then Idi Amin came in, and they were, either they were told to get out or get killed. And so there were many that were killed and many left. And only in the more recent years have they been coming back to Uganda. So that's the complicated background on the Indian in with the Ugandan. So now we have our onion that I should have chopped earlier. We're going to drop into the skillet back over there. And now, Kenneth, hey, thank you for the like in the restream. Okay, now we're coming back. Wash my hands real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna add some more peanut oil to this here. And now we're going to add the onions in. And then we're going to add the tomatoes. Well, hold on, we got to wait. Wait till they soften. should be about 2 minutes or so. Oh, you're on Nom. All right. It's long, but we decided to leave Meerkat, but we still will be back streaming in the future. Well, it's so good because, you know, I keep thinking of you guys and what inspiration you've been through this entire process and how much I've learned from you and miss seeing you guys. And I've been thinking about going to Nam myself, and I'm thinking I will for phase 2. I just haven't spent enough time watching other people's stuff on Nam, and the one I did, it looked like, you know, the two-person, you know, one-person camera, one-person not, and more like an actual cooking show where all the prep is done already, which I'm sure some people would prefer. I'm getting my steamer ready while we wait. This little steaming attachment, which we're going to put at the bottom of our Dutch oven here. Okay. So now we're going to add our tomatoes. And our bouillon cube, which is hiding here somewhere. Where did you go? Where did you go? I just put you out. You're kidding me, right? Oh, it's right here. We love Cliffy. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so our chicken bouillon cube now, this one I got does contain salt. The ones I've used before do not. So I'm going to have to be careful with the salt here. And that's happening in just 1 second. I put that on top there so it doesn't do anything until I take my picture. Okay, and then we're going to add a little salt. And pepper. And where does this go? Here, mix this all up. Then we're going to add our smoked fish and our mushrooms. Now mushrooms are going to release water. See, I know things now. And the smoked fish. Which is a smoked trout. Turn that up a little bit. Wow, that's an unusual sound. And now we've got a tablespoon of tomato paste, and for ages Hector has been mentioning the tubes of tomato paste, and I never saw them, and I finally saw one, so yay! Tube of tomato paste. So we're looking for a tablespoon of tomato paste. It'll be like that much. So yes, we are using tomatoes and tomato paste. I hope that's not a wrong thing. And that is some strange music there. So we're going to add in our tomato paste, which we took a picture of there. And then we're going to add a tablespoon of the garam masala that we just made. Need to keep up. Thank you, Victor. It's so nice seeing you. I can't even say. You have a good day. Okay, so our garam masala we just made. So 1 tablespoon of that. I'm going to mix this all up. And we're going to simmer this for about 8 to 10 minutes. So great seeing him. So this is about 8 to 10 minutes to let it release the water. Something is missing. Something is missing and I know what it is. Can you tell what it is? I bet you can. I'm just going to make sure that I have not completely lost my mind. No, that's not it. I mean, I don't know why I'm bothering to look, because I kind of know. I mean, it's kind of obvious. It's the peanuts. And great. Now we need to wait. I only see question marks. Yes, the emojis, it's all honked up. Meerkat is honked up extraordinaire. The scheduling is messed up. The emojis are all messed up. It's sad. It's just sad. So peanuts, peanut butter. The peanuts are going in. It did not say. And meanwhile, I'm going to put water in the bottom of my Dutch oven here. Okay, are we back yet? Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, the question mark thing is really weird. I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Meanwhile, we're going to have to make our packets. While this is cooking, I'm going to peel, I'll do it over here. These 3 green bananas over here. And going to cover them with some lemon. And peeling the green bananas is an odd operation. In fact, you know what? Executive decision. I've done this before. Cooking them in the skins and then just peeling the skins afterwards. I've done it before, I can do it again. I'm not moving you while I do that because it just takes a half a second. So, another 4 minutes or so. Turn that down a little bit. So this is going to be mixed in with the goat and to make packets. In fact, I'm going to need to clear some space because that's going to need to move back over the other side of the room. So you wait there. I'll be right back. I'm so late. And I need to find my kitchen string. Need to find my kitchen string because we're going to need to tie up our little packets, and Cliffy is not good at this. Cliffy did not like shoes with ties and wore slip-on shoes on the PE field because he was not good at tying things. Some things remain true. We have our kitchen twine. It's twine time! Hello, who do we have here? Greetings. Good. Hello. There we go. Come on. So about 1 more minute or so here for our filling. And I'm going to move, you can't see this, but I'm going to move this off the other burner here because I'm going to need that burner to soften up our plantain leaves, which we have over here. The plantain leaves, generally butter frozen. Rolando Avio, thank you. Hello, thank you for the hearts. So we have our plantain leaves, and I've let them defrost completely. And I'm gonna need to cut out 10-inch squares, but in order to make them more pliable, you need to kind of pass them over the burner or heat. Patty Fruitcake, hello Patty. Okay. So I think that's good for that. Now we're going to add the goat back in, mix it in. Why did it go square? Okay. Goat goes back in. And I turn this all the way to low. Then meanwhile, I'm going to, I've heated up this burner right here so we can take our plantain leaves and, oh brother, I hope I have enough. I hope I do. Wow, this is tricky. Okay, can you see? You can't see. I need to cut the rib off of the edge of this. I thought I had more. I didn't think I'd need to buy more. I was wrong. It's very important not to cut it. I mean, not to let it rip like I'm letting it rip. It is ripping all over creation. Okay. I'm sorry, Periscope people, you can't see this. Ow, it's ripping. I need to make 10-inch squares. But they're going to have tears in them. It's very tricky finding plantain leaves that are not all ripped in some fashion. Now normally you would tie things with the rib, but I'm not that good at that. So here, we're putting this on the burner itself to let it get softer. So when you start seeing it getting translucent, it's getting all softer. I'm gonna have to tear this one in half. Eventually it's gonna have to go anyway. Oh, God, if I could paste these things together. So it's supposed to be 10-inch squares. Okay. Normally I wind up getting these like right out of the freezer. But this time I let them defrost. Okay. We go back to the other side. So what I want is a big plate. Okay, let's move you for a minute so you can see what's happening. You're not left out of the discussion, Periscope people. Okay, there we are. So we're making 10-inch. The idea is 10 inches. I have no concept of distance. 10 inches. This is close enough. 10-inch wide packets of these, and off. Hot. Hold on. Okay, spoonful of the meat in the center of it here, and then go in like this. I need pictures. Toby, thank you for the like, and hey there. And over like this. Oh brother, that's not good. I don't know what to do about that. I can't double layer because I don't have enough. Shazbat. We'll tie that up later. Restream Vince, thank you for liking the restream. So let's go this way. So scoop here. This, I would double layer it if I could. That's probably too much, but to the left and to the right. And then over the top, and then on the other side, and then over, and dang it! Fui fuse. This could be a mess. This could be, mark my words, this could be a mess and a half. You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wrap them in foil. I'm gonna have to wrap them in foil. Or no, maybe I could do parchment paper. I think parchment paper might be a better match. Parchment paper could work. I think parchment paper. I mean, someone suggested aluminum foil, but I don't know if that's the best idea, because the steam can't go through the aluminum foil. Lavender Femchi, thank you for liking the restream. We're making our Oluwombo, or packets, or goat meat and peanut butter packets. Arrgh! For Uganda, and they've got, the leaves are all broken, I don't have extra. So I'm going to improvise. I'm going to improvise. And I'm going to use parchment. I'm going to use parchment paper. Because the steam can go through the parchment paper and then they won't fall through. And yet it can still retain the flavor of the plantain leaf. So this is not traditional. Not traditional, but we improvise. We make it fee. I've seen parchment used. Great. So I'm not out of my mind. Okay. We will wrap those up in the twine in a minute. Thank you, Lavender Femchi. The idea that I am doing this, like improvising, is just so far beyond anything I imagined I would ever be doing. When before, if it didn't say exactly, you know, to the gram how many grains of salt or sugar need to be in something, I would lose it. And now I'm just like on the fly doing something. Okay. And since I still have stuff left, and I don't want it to let it go to waste, and I don't have other plantain leaves, and I don't want to change the flavor. Hello, Lavender Femchi, by the way. I'm just going to make a packet without, for the rest, without the plantain leaf. Just for the leftovers. I'll use it for something else. I wish I had more plantain leaves. I should have bought more when I was out. I was looking at them. I was dumb. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm glad I didn't get 2 pounds of goat. Very wet. Especially without the plantain leaf. Okay, let me put this away. You know, we'll be smarter. Oh, you bet. Still hot on the other side. Okay. So, can you see? Okay. Twine, 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 twine. My twine is here. Okay. We'll experiment with the first one. I really don't know how to do this. I am also the world's worst gift wrapper. Okay, that did not work. Close, close, close. Getting closer, but not quite. There, that'll do. Okay, back on the plate. Number 2, string. See, what happened, the reason I know this is going to be a disaster, aside from just looking at it, is that when I did one of these before, maybe Democratic Republic of Congo, that came out so badly, part of the problem was that it fell in and it came apart into the liquid, which is not something that you want to happen. I'm so late. Oh my god. 6, 7, 8. Was not a Boy Scout. It's probably no surprise. Okay. You. Come on. You can do it. Hello. Yeah, that reminds me. I saw this. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Be right back. Okay, last one. Study showing the worst actors, like the get paid the most, whose reviews are consistently the worst. And far and away, #1 was Rob Schneider. Like, it made an entire career off, you can do it. Okay, packet #4, complete. Now, hello, 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 Love Nail Polish. Okay, now we move you back. And Periscope people who ever joined, hello, thank you, we're moving you back. I'm gonna send you flying. Nope, not that close, too close. Not that close. Too close. Are you upside down? I think you are. Hold on. Okay, right side up. That's more like it. Okay, so we have our steamer attachment. We have steam. Rob Schneider, LOL, indeed. See, someone's listening. We heat that up, and then we're gonna put our packets, our 4 lovely little packets, into the steamer, right here. So, steamer. So get the water boiling, and then I need to get the lid for that. I really hope that's it. That's not it. That's it. Okay. Ay, bendito. So, Ellie, thank you for the like. So, once we have that going, then we're going to place the packets in here. Oh, brother. Open remote. You have to wash the watch. Okay, no, we do not want that. Okay, so we have that. Our packets in. We're waiting for our water to boil. And then we're going to place, oh, I need to take a picture of it. Periscope, guess we will be moving there. Meerkat is breaking down, sad. Yeah, it is. Also, some, I mean, I'm going to keep going till it falls apart completely. But I'm also thinking for phase 2 to wind up going on Nom. I'm trying the simulcasting thing, seeing how it works. But see, I'm placing the. I could peel them, but I'm putting them in their skins, in here, and gonna steam them all together. And this is gonna steam for 2.5 hours. So 6, 7, 8. Well, okay, maybe 2 hours. So so here's what's gonna happen. These are gonna steam for 2 hours. I'm gonna go away from here, and I'm gonna go clean up and do some other stuff, and then we're gonna come back. And then I'm going to cook the collard greens, which are really fast, and then unveil this. So we're going to come back at, say, 7 o'clock. So it's about an hour. So we're going to go away, going to come back in about an hour. We're going to start up another stream. It's going to be part 2. And then you're going to see the whole thing unveiled and stuff. So that's kind of it. So for Periscope people, thank you for coming by. And see you later. And meanwhile, you guys, again, we'll be back in about an hour. Got to clean up and stuff. And then we're going to be doing the collard greens with the sesame seed peanut butter topping. And we're going to unveil this. So till then, see you if you feel like coming back. See you then. In any case, make sure you follow on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. Just to look for Cliffy Land or follow at Cliffy Land. And make sure you follow here on Meerkat 2 and on Periscope and all the good stuff. Okay, see you in an hour if you come back. If not, thanks for coming back. Welcome again, welcome back, or welcome for the first time to part 2 of Night and Country number 161 of 193 UN member states as we work our way learning to cook. In our 4-year journey, working our way around the world from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe, doing 1 country a week. This is part 2 of Night of Country 161 of cooking the food of Uganda. Earlier, we got started on our Oluwombo, which is our packets of goat meat with potatoes, onions, and peanuts. And now we are going to be cooking our Ugandan collard greens while we wait on that other dish to finish. So once more, in case you're wondering, Uganda is located in the Great Lakes region of Africa, sort of south of South Sudan, east of Democratic Republic of Congo, west of Kenya, right in there, Kampala being the capital, and this is me. We are simulcasting on Periscope and Meerkat, in case you're wondering why things seem strange. The bird's eye view will be had by, whoa, that's backwards, by the fine folks on Periscope. And, have I got that right? Yes, okay. Whoa, you're very messy. What happened to you? You're backwards. You're not, the lid is on. Hold on. We're new to this, right? We've only been doing this for a year. Okay, 1 moment, please. Okay, that's a little better. Not much. Okay, so bird's eye view being had by the Periscope people. Gonna put them up on top of the fridge in just a second. Flip you around. There we are. And make sure you don't fall off like you did a couple times ago. Okay, give you a little zooming a little closer. Maybe not that close. And there we go. So, we are going to be working on our collard greens. There's not much to this dish. We're basically doing it while we wait for the Oluwombo to finish. And for that, we're going to be moving to the stove, actually. So, why don't we just go there now? We'll move you You can see our Oluwombo is still cooking on the stove. You can watch that while I get our Periscope people moved over. Sorry about that. That was a short ride on top of the fridge. Hope you enjoyed it. Okay. And going from up on top, you're going to see our stew pot over here. And are we secure? Yes, already. So we're going to rotate over this way. And yeah, going to get you a little better view of the stew pot. So there isn't a whole lot to this dish. What we're going to be doing is heating up the collard greens and adding a peanut butter stew sauce to that. So we're going to start off with a surprisingly little amount of water, basically a cup and a half. We'll boil that water. But to the water, we're going to be adding baking soda, which is interesting. So we're going to add to the baking soda about half a teaspoon of baking soda to the water. Come on. Gotta get my camera ready over here. Pictures are all for the blog, again, located at cliffyland.com. You can follow on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, or YouTube. So we're going to bring that water to a boil, and we're going to add to that our 1 pound of collard greens. And we're going to let that soften until it gets to be yellow. Now I could have gotten fresh collard greens that were uncut, but the market that I went to didn't have them, just had the bag of collard greens already. Hey there, Hector. And so these are triple washed, etc. etc., etc., etc. So we're going to cook those until they are deep yellow. So these are collard greens right here. Into the drink you go. These are already shredded and triple washed, so I don't have to freak out. And I know they will wilt. Which makes life a little easier. Okay. So, like I said, our Oluwombo is cooking on the stove right to one side here. And if you feel like watching on Periscope, you can. You'll get the view from above, the God view, as it were. Yeah, let's see if we can see both things at once. A little better. Hello, Mexi Canada. We are cooking our food from Uganda. We have our Oluwombo going here, which are the steamed packets of goat meat with peanut butter. Well, we made our own peanut butter with peanuts, onions and tomatoes, and we added some garam masala to give it a Indian flavor, because there is an Indian influence to Ugandan cuisine that goes with its history as first a British protectorate and then a colony when the British brought in Indian workers to work on the railroad. And some left afterwards, some stayed behind, some were chased out by Idi Amin, some came back, but the influence on the food remains. This is night 2 of our Ugandan extravaganza. The blog will be up tomorrow evening at cliffyland.com. And if you would like to be part of the community and make comments, hopefully I can look up and see if you're on Periscope. But I can more likely see you if you're on Meerkat, assuming that Meerkat is working, which is quite an assumption the last few days. We started the cook early, so again, this is part 2. We started the cook early doing part 1, like around 4 o'clock, and that lasts for about an hour and a half or more. And we spent the last hour just kind of cleaning up and such, and that doesn't make for very interesting streams. So I do like the little view from above. How's everybody doing? These are wilting quite quickly. And while they do that, we're going to need to work on... well, that's interesting. This liquid from the dish is going to be incorporated into the sauce. So the liquid that this is releasing. This is wilting a lot quicker than things tend to. I'm used to spinach. It takes a good deal longer to discombobulate. This is going to have a sesame paste. There's very 3 elements to the sauce in the collard greens. But dinner is going to be in about half an hour. Which is, it took a lot longer to make the packets of the Oluwombo than I had expected. So I thought I'd be serving it around 7:45, and now it's more like 8:15 or so. I want that goat to be tender. That has been the problem with me cooking goat before. I haven't done goat on Meerkat before. I tried goat 2 times before, and both times failed quite miserably. Tried cooking goat in a very similar dish to the Oluwombo. I'm sure it's an Oluwombo. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Oluwombo. For Democratic Republic of Congo, or Congo-Kinshasa. That was very early in the alphabet, very early in this whole process. This is all a 4-year experiment in learning to cook for me, going from not knowing how to boil water to cooking meals for 181 countries around the world so far, with country number 193, Zimbabwe, scheduled for, it was scheduled for the end of July. However, I looked at the calendar and something suddenly came up. We've only taken a week off each year at the holidays, taken 2 weeks off. This year we only took 1 week off. So I thought I was 1 week ahead of schedule. However, that meant that everything got pushed up, and one of our more important countries, not that any country is, better than another country, but some countries have bigger cuisines, and the United Kingdom has a unique situation in that we have 4 countries under 1 UN member state, 1 entry. And we have a lot of viewers from the United Kingdom, from Scotland and from England. We haven't encountered anyone from Wales and Northern Ireland yet, but if you're out there, hey, make yourselves known. My plan was to cook for United Kingdom on 3 separate nights. 1 night for England, 1 night for Scotland, and 1 night for Wales and Northern Ireland. However, I looked at the calendar, and much to my dismay, I discovered that the week in question was, hey David, by the way, the week in question was a week that I wasn't going to be available to do 3 nights. In fact, I'd only be able to do 1 night, and that didn't seem at all fair. So what's going to happen is, that week, United Kingdom is going to be spread out over 2 weeks. It's going to be 1 night, which would have been the 1 night for the entire country, and then we'll do 3 nights. So Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland, and England will each get their own nights of cooking. So there's that. So we're waiting for this to turn, it says deep yellow. till the greens turn deep yellow and are soft. Is anybody able to comment or anything? Is something wrong on Meerkat? Usually someone will have commented or liked at this point. And I know Meerkat has been acting up, so I don't presume I'm that entertaining. In fact, open Meerkat. Ay, Dios mío. Ay, ay, ay. Are you kidding me? Here, yes I am. Yep, it's working. Just making sure. So again, this is our collard greens. We have boiled some water with some baking soda, and we're wilting the greens. And wait until everything turns yellowish. And we have behind you, if you're a Meerkat, in the stove right there, our Oluwombo, which is cooking. Nathan, thank you for the like. So you're showing me the thing works. The system works. I need to get me a bowl because naturally I used up all the bowls earlier. Let me get a different kind of bowl. Because we're going to be making our sauce for our peanut sauce for the collard greens. You know, the weird thing is that this does not say anything about salt, and I know this is going to need salt. Maybe Hector knows what the. I know there's a chemical reason for the baking soda in with the greens, though I seem to have forgotten what that is. What does the baking soda do for the greens? Hector just asked. Here, I thought you would know. I know it does something. Using baking soda with collard greens. Reasons. Yeah, sometimes sugar or baking soda can add to sweeten them a little, apparently. So, that would be the answer. Yeah, I knew there was a chemical reaction of some sort, except I had just forgotten. I know this came up at some time in the distant past. So, it's been a while. I think I've done collard greens maybe exactly one time before. So, the liquid is certainly yellow. I don't know if the greens are going to turn yellow. But hey, what do I know? Also, they were supposed to, if I cut them myself, I would have ribbed them. And they wouldn't have those stems sitting in there, but I got them out of the bag. So, alas. But this is our 51st African country. Out of 54 African UN member states, which means we have no women. I must serve or dissect those. And tongs to get them out. This gives me time. Gives me time, won't give me time. We're listening to Ugandan music. Uganda be kidding me. And then I had to figure out, there's a way to serve this a couple different options. Sometimes they're served in the packets, just are served on the plate, which doesn't seem to make sense because you need to open up the packets. And sometimes the green bananas are mixed in with the innards. But I'm just trying to figure out what that would look like, because it's going to be a mound of goat. And it's prettier as the packet itself, but, well, maybe not. So, I don't know. I'm afeared. Let's find out. We have 4 minutes. I'm going to get moving on the plantains. Oh, well, they're not plantains, they're green bananas. Which green bananas are in Africa and parts of the Caribbean are quite common starch. Use them much the way you would use potatoes or plantains. You can substitute plantains if you'd like. So, extracting our green bananas. There are some dishes that I saw that are basically the same dish, only not in packets and everything's incorporated as it cooks, and that's the only difference. So, Lavender Femchi, welcome back. Thank you for the restream. So, we have taken off our green bananas over here, and I need to take the skin off of those, and it would best be done with a fork and a knife, because those are hot. And they are kind of an orange color. I don't know, you can't see it behind there. Usually they're white, which is interesting. We're going to be mashing these, so I'm going to transfer to here. So you can see, these are green bananas. Right there. And that's number 1. Number 2. He got a brushing. He got brushed. And come on. That's 1.5. Okay, come on. You. Come on. 2, and then you're going to be mashed. Okay, so we have our green bananas here. You can see there are green bananas, and it's weird that I'm doing this on the stove, but you know, I have the Periscope people on top, and I don't have time to be moving stuff around too much. So our potato masher to mash the green bananas. Anymore, at least not for now. So this is going to be sitting at the bottom of the dish, or as the dish happens. So you know what? Since we're where we are now, I'm going to move Periscope people to the plating station over here. And we'll move you as well. Come here, my pretty. I am giving you a big old hug. Okay. And you're over here. And I need a fork. Okay. So these are there are three green bananas. I had to go to the global market, or I went to, actually, no, it turned out to be a produce stand, which was just about 2 miles north of the of the global market, which was so handy because I hate going to the global market because no one knows where anything is. And it's a pain getting in and out of there. So let's serve this on the bottom of our plates right now, because we're about at 2 hours. So we got our serving of the green bananas. I'm going to put this down here. You're seeing that, you're not seeing that. Okay. And then to this, we're going to be adding, okay, here's the moment of truth. At 2 hours, pulling off the pots of Oluwombo. And we have the one that was the official designee of leftovers. Also learned from previous experience that since these things are sitting on the steamer, they tend to fall right into the water underneath, which is never a good thing. So, which is one reason I wrapped them in the parchment paper. And again, thanks Lavender Femchi for to letting me know that that wasn't the most crazy idea in the world. And maybe I need 2 pairs of tongs. Two little packets. 3 packets, and our last one. Our 4th packet, which is more, so it looks like it's more boiled than steamed. Okay. Uganda, thank you for the like in the restream there. Nope, not yet. Soon, but not yet. So here are packets, and we need to empty our packets. Where's my scissors? We need to cut those open. I need to take a picture of this, because no one will believe it if I told them. And this is going to be a tricky operation. Okay. I'm going to cut you open. I probably should have done it the other way around, but... like I said, I wrapped them in parchment paper because I didn't have enough plantain leaves, and the plantain leaves I had were more iffy, more broken, so the stuff was kind of all falling apart. I need another plate. Because what we're going to do is we're going to empty out these packets and then serve the what's in it as the dish. Hot. Hot, 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 hot. Where is the other end? I've lost the thread, as it were. Come on. Where are you? I know you're in there. Come out, wherever you are. Of course, they wouldn't stay together when I wanted them to stay together, and now they won't come apart when I want them to come apart. Okay, here we go. So we have our mound, which is oddly enough like a patin from my people. I'm Puerto Rican. Cubans and Puerto Ricans make pasteles, and this is hot. I'm gonna try to drop this on. Ah, shoot. Well, it kind of slid off, made a big mess. Okay. Go wash my hands. Okay, and you come back over here. I'm going to taste that in a second. I'll put the collard greens alongside it. Fork tasting. This is the goat.
Good goat?
No.
Bone.
Very good. Be careful for tiny bones. I mean, I tried to cut them all off, but I may have just found the one. Oh my god, that's actually really good. That's actually really, really good. That's a pleasant surprise. It's very tricky. Okay. See what I mean about these being broken up? How the tribal women do it. Here, oh, you're in there. Okay. Hot, hot, hot.
Thank you.
Okay, maybe I have to take the whole thing. Oh, God, this is really tricky. Okay. The other two will be leftovers. Okie dokie. This looks so good from on top. You have no idea. If you're not on the Periscope, you're missing out. Because the view is really good there. Now, these will be leftovers. The collard greens are going to be served on the side, so that's coming right up. I'll try to pretty it up in a minute. As much as something like this can be prettied up. Say, we call it a humble dish. Put you aside. Can you hand me a couple paper towels? Thank you. That tastes really good. It really does. Oh, my green bananas. Yay. So, we have dinner. Let me take a picture for the blog. One, 1, 2, and 3. Say Kampala. Alrighty. So, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, here we have the finished product for night 2 of Country 161, Uganda. This is our Oluwombo, which is the goat with in the peanut and onion and tomato sauce that's been steamed with the green banana, and alongside the Ugandan collard greens in a sesame and peanut butter paste. And here is her sister. So, thank you for joining us. Thank you who came back. And again, look for the blog tomorrow evening at cliffyland.com. Make sure you follow on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Twitter, I mentioned that already, and YouTube. And subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can skip all the boring parts that way. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, you'll see that this has all been pasted together all quite nicely. So, and remember to follow here on Meerkat and follow on Periscope too for the bird's eye view. Join us next week for our second to last European nation, Ukraine. Ukraine next week. So check that out. And thanks again for joining us. Talk